The South China Sea is a powder keg and the fuse is burning. A massive Chinese vessel dubbed the Monster Ship by Filipino authorities has been spotted in the disputed waters, raising tensions to a fever pitch. This isn't just about a boat, it's about sovereignty, security, and the delicate balance of power in one of the world's most volatile regions. The Philippines, understandably alarmed by this show of force, has accused China of intimidation and aggression. The presence of the Chinese Coast Guard ship 5901, a behemoth measuring 165 meters, is a clear challenge to Philippine claims in the region. It's a dangerous game of chicken, with both sides refusing to back down. The international community is watching with bated breath, hoping for a diplomatic solution to this escalating crisis. The stakes are incredibly high, as any miscalculation could spark a conflict with global consequences. The Philippines, despite its smaller size, is not backing down. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered the deployment of air and maritime assets, including the Philippine Coast Guard, to monitor the Chinese vessels' movements. It's a clear message that Manila will defend its territorial integrity, even in the face of Chinese pressure. The Philippine Coast Guard has been shadowing the Chinese ship, warning it to leave the area and accusing it of illegal fishing and harassment of Filipino fishermen. The situation is incredibly tense, with both sides on high alert. One wrong move, one miscommunication, could have disastrous consequences. The world is watching and waiting to see how this standoff will play out. Will cooler heads prevail, or are we hurtling towards a conflict that nobody wants? The coming days and weeks will be critical in determining the fate of the South China Sea. China's actions in the South China Sea are part of a larger pattern of assertiveness in the region. Beijing claims almost the entirety of this strategically vital waterway, ignoring competing claims from the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. This claim, based on the so-called Nine-Line, has been widely rejected by the international community. In 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague ruled against China's claims in a landmark case brought by the Philippines. The ruling, which Beijing refuses to recognize, invalidated the Nine-Line and affirmed the Philippines' sovereign rights in its exclusive economic zone. Despite this legal setback, China has continued to strengthen its presence in the South China Sea, building artificial islands, deploying military assets, and conducting maritime exercises. These actions have fueled regional tensions and raised concerns about China's ultimate intentions. The situation in the South China Sea is a stark reminder of the importance of international law, diplomacy, and cooperation in resolving disputes peacefully. The international community must stand firm in upholding the rule of law and rejecting China's attempts to change the status quo by force. The United States, as a Pacific power with a vested interest in regional stability, has a critical role to play in supporting its allies and partners in the region. The U.S. Navy regularly conducts freedom of navigation operations in the South China Sea, challenging China's excessive maritime claims. The world cannot afford a conflict in the South China Sea. It is a vital waterway for global trade, and any disruption to shipping lanes would have severe economic consequences. More importantly, a conflict would result in a tragic loss of life and could escalate into a wider regional conflagration. The international community must work together to find a peaceful resolution to this dispute, based on dialogue, respect for international law, and a shared commitment to peace and stability.